Hi, I'm Alexandria Barker. It is a snowy day here at Indigo Retreats, and I just came to give you your daily vibe lifter. And actually, more specifically, we are focusing on the Abraham-Hicks 22 processes found in the back of their wonderful, wonderful book, Ask and It Is Given. So here we are already, day 7 today. So today's process is evaluating your dreams. The premise being that if you're dreaming something, you've been thinking about it enough during the day or consequent days that you've impressed it on your subconscious and it's going to be reflected back to you in a dream. So it can be a really good shortcut to help you just figure out exactly where you're at with all of that. Like how are you feeling really deep down? So that's a great way to show that, is just to look at your dreams, and maybe rather than trying to analyze them based on every different aspect of the dream, focus on the feeling. Is it a good feeling dream? If you're dreaming about Christmas and kittens and, then you're probably doing pretty good at keeping your vibe at a nice high level if that's being mirrored back to you. If, on the other hand, you're dreaming about scary things, well, that maybe there's something that you're fearful of that maybe you're not recognizing during the day. Maybe you're just pushing that aside. Don't want to think about that. That's not fun, but it will come back in your dreams. So this is a very interesting process, and I just wanted to share a little bit, like when you are trying to recall your dreams, a really great process is just to have a notebook and pen by your bed, and then just write it as soon as you wake up. Think about, okay, what was I just doing? Who was I with? What was I trying to capture? First the feeling, and then maybe even just one key factor of that dream, which will bring the rest of it flooding back as you get into the habit of doing this. And once again, your brain starts to recognize that, oh, this is what we do. First thing in the morning, we write about what we were just doing. So that'll make it a lot easier. But what I would just caution you, when I first started this, I started to wake up after every dream. It seemed like I was waking up multiple times in the night, and I'm a really good sleeper. So that wasn't fun for me, to be woken up and then just lie there like, what was I thinking? What was I just dreaming? What was I just doing? Who cares? I want to go back to sleep. So, just, have that intention, but you might just want to add on to that, just that you want to recall the most important dream of the night. So because I do believe that a lot of it is just downloading. A lot of it is not memorable. It's just a jumble of whatever stuff, right? So yeah, you do want to have that little caveat there. And also in terms of dream meanings, if you're Googling to look up what a certain item or what an object represents in your dream, just bear in mind that's going to be different for everybody. So it's a really good example. Since I moved out here just a couple of months ago, and I am living in bear country, the first few nights I dreamed about bears. Because everybody had cautioned me and told me to wear, bells on my shoes and stuff like that. But I mean, it's spring, or it's not spring, it's winter, and they're all hibernating, and they don't really come right around here anyway. But just to show, so if I Googled bear, it's going to have a very different meaning than it is for me right here, right now, as I'm walking a trail that says, bear, trail or bear crossing and stuff like that, and people are cautioning me about it. So it has that different meaning. So just to bear that in mind, like even if you were to dream about, like I was saying, Christmas or kittens. Well, if you're a cat breeder and your prize cat just had kittens, that's a whole different meaning than somebody who's just like, oh, whiskers on kittens. So just to bear that in mind, you are your own best judge of this. You are your own spiritual authority. So you can spend an awful lot of time on Google just trying to figure out what that one thing means. So it can be a helpful reference for sure when you're trying to pinpoint, what is this thing? Why was I suddenly dreaming about that? But don't get too carried away. Go back to the feeling behind it. If it was just a feeling of, oh, that's interesting, or even something struck you as funny, that's still lighthearted and positive, as opposed to something striking terror into your heart. So just using that mindfulness as you are doing this process. So it is a fun way just to stay on top and just kind of know how you're doing on a vibrational level. But just, being mindful of how you feel throughout the day. Just do regular check-ins. Like maybe anytime you're at a stoplight. how am I feeling? How do I feel? Like, what was I just thinking? What's that going to bring? And shifting your vibe so that you're feeling very positive, so that your current thoughts reflect where you want to be and where you're going in your life. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Alexandria of alexandriabarker.com. I have much more on my website and alexandriabarker.com. We're covering all 22 of the Abraham processes and much, much more. So drop by, say hello, and pick up your free training, your video training, the 5 steps that will take you to loving the law of attraction. So thank you very much. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.